As March 2020 arrived, Las Vegas was on an economic high. Casinos were packed. The airport was busy. Local concert venues and sports arenas were buzzing. Shopping malls and restaurants were also packed. There was plenty of work for everyone. Few went wanting. Clark County, which has jurisdiction over the Las Vegas Strip, was still recovering from the last recession. But like the community at large, optimism reigned as it looked to the future. Then the pandemic struck with the first infections. COVID-19 case counts, hospitalizations, and fatalities began to grow. A declaration of emergency was issued. Casinos closed. Traffic would disappear from the Strip and be replaced by bicyclists. The airport closed terminals. People began to wear face masks, washed their hands more frequently, and social distanced. Clark County, fearing local hospitals would be overwhelmed, worked with the health district and local hospitals to expand capacity. The convention center was designed as a last resort backup to house patients. Officials worked feverishly to secure PPE. They expanded the testing capacity, and today UMC leads the state with nearly 320,000 tests performed in its dedicated COVID-19 laboratory. UMC's testing capacity has increased exponentially, rising from 500 tests per day in April to an impressive 10,000 tests per day since June. The county put resources in place to ease pressure on local hospitals. For instance, the county and the city of Las Vegas partnered to set up a 500-bed acute observation care facility for homeless individuals who need to be in quarantine or in isolation, but not hospitalized. Without this facility, the affected homeless individuals would be on the streets, in a shelter, or in a hospital, far from ideal. Other facilities would be set up as well, including the Southern Nevada Health District's 29-bed isolation and recovery site for COVID-19 clients who need a safe place to isolate but don't require hospitalization. Convenient drive-through testing sites were set up around the valley, and with the services of UMC and other agencies, today almost 500,000 people have received more than 700,000 tests in a county with 2.3 million residents. Currently, with the help of the federal government, the county is engaged in a testing blitz of 60,000 over 14 days. We call it Stop, Swab, and Go. Clark County may have the most robust testing program nationwide.
Es real y mata.
We learned that community education is critical, particularly for vulnerable populations, such as the Valley's large Hispanic demographic, many of whom live in identified hot zones. The county launched its Esta En Tus Manos campaign, which means it's in your hands. Unfortunately, the pandemic has isolated many people in their homes, including the elderly. To make sure they had access to sufficient food, County Commission Chair Marilyn Kirkpatrick joined with local partners to create Delivering with Dignity. The program has delivered almost 160,000 meals since its inception.
We are 6 feet apart, dancing in the streets. You are too. Get out here, Las Vegas.
To lift spirits, the County Parks and Rec Department sent specially equipped vans into requesting neighborhoods for dozens of popular In It Together Southern Nevada mobile dance parties. Meanwhile, the county is helping small businesses stay afloat with grants. Earlier this summer, the county distributed over $2 million to more than 500 businesses. Next week, the county will open applications for a second round of funding amounting to $6 million.
Well, to get a lifeline like this grant that's coming to us is something that I can't, there's a lot of sleepless nights going on right now as a business owner, a small business owner, especially a community-based business owner. So to get that lifeline is, I'm just so grateful and humbled that we were able to do that.
Altogether, the efforts of the county, the health district, its partners, and the community at large have yielded positive results. While there have been 62,000 cases and tragically almost 1,300 deaths, the positivity rate has declined dramatically, from a high of 19% in April to 8% today. The road back to normalcy will be a long one for Las Vegas and Clark County. The Las Vegas Strip has reopened, but casinos don't look the same. Tourism is down significantly, especially midweek. Conventions, which brought 6.6 million people to Las Vegas last year, have yet to return. Many residents remain unemployed. But Greater Las Vegas and Clark County are resilient. It's something we learned on 1 October, and now during this pandemic. We know we'll get through this, and we'll get through it together.